Hey everyone, welcome back to another Sims 4 video. Today we're doing another mod review on another dating app, and in my opinion, this one's a little bit more Pacific than the last one we did. On Monday, we did a Simda dating app, which is by Little Miss Sam's, which is one of my favorite mods because it allows your Sims to actually be able to use like a dating app and kind of have that storyline in your game. But with this mod, this is by Lumpino. It is the realistic pregnancy overhaul, but there's so many modules within this mod, and one of them is sort of like a dating app. So I figured we would compare and contrast the two of them and see which one, you like better. For me personally, I like both of them. I have both in my game because they don't conflict with each other, which is nice, but it still allows you to have a couple options in your game with dating apps. In real life, there's a ton of dating apps out there, so why not have a ton of dating apps in The Sims? Anyways, let's get into this mod review and see how it works in the game. We are in game, obviously, and I did want to show you guys something real quick because I'm not going to go through all of the relationship pregnancy overhaul. We're just going to be going over the dating side of this mod. If you want to see more mod reviews of this stuff, I would probably do it by the collection of it. So there's literally 1 through 18 different sections of this mod. It is a pretty big mod, but it's one of my favorite mods. Play without this mod in my game because it's just not as fun. But as you can see here, you've got this Welcome to RPO Collection version 2.9. Now this is out publicly. It was early access, but it came out on August 13th. So all of this stuff you can get, and it's really up to you on what choices you want. You can download the different collections. If you maybe didn't want some of these in your game, you can take them out. It won't affect it. All you need is this to make sure that this core library is in your game, because if not, then it's not going to work. But anything else you can take out and put back in. If you don't want all 18, you don't have to have all 18, but for me, I like all 18. Anyways, you can go to this settings bar to change the different settings and stuff like that. I'm just going to show you guys this. Again, this is with all of the collections in, and we're not going to be going over all of those, but the most important part for me is the meeting and the Meet and Mingle dating app. Now you can choose whether, if you want to display the dating profiles, if you want it on when selecting a sim and browse profiles or browse the filters, their dating profile will be displayed. You can set this up to however you want it. You can allow relationship goals as well to turn on to let Sims have relationship goals visible in their dating profiles. So it kind of works as you actually can make a dating profile for your Sims, which is pretty cool. And then you can also choose if you want played singles on app only if player chooses. So if on, played single Sims will not be visible on Meet and Mingle unless the player makes them set their profile as visible, i.e. subscribe. If off, played single Sims will all automatically show on the Meet and Mingle app. In either case, non-single played Sims will always need player gameplay action to show on the app. So if you're not sure exactly what this means, basically in The Sims, if you play in a household, maybe you downloaded a house of men or females in your game. I know a lot of people do that where they'll just input hot Sims into their game, and it's considered a played household. So if you have this on, they won't pop up. So you might want to turn that one off, but we'll just leave it on because I don't have any other played households except for this one, so it probably won't affect me. But anyways, this is my little Sim, Alicia. We got her off the gallery, and we're gonna be setting up a dating profile, but she's probably getting her house first, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. So we're gonna go ahead and create her dating profile. So it's under this little tab right here, relationship, family, and pregnancy. You have all of these choices, which we're gonna be mainly focusing on the dating app portion of this, and I'm pretty sure it's under romances and friendship, this little portion right here. And you can decide on a bunch of things. You can decide to always be faithful, so your Sims will always want to be faithful and not cheating on their partners. You can specify turns on and turn offs as well, and you can also view the world gender preference controls. You can specify gender preferences, view relationships with other Sims. You can decide not to interact romantically with the Sim, not to develop romantic feelings with the Sim, or decide not to become friends with this Sim. And then there's more options over here. You can also decide to be celibate, so your Sims won't woohoo. They'll be celibate, which that is what celibacy means, is you don't woohoo or engage in any sexual activities with other Sims. So you can, you could have some crazy storylines with that. You can also write and send customized letters to Sims, like a little love note. If you wanted to, send a little love note, you could do that. But here is the Meet and Mingle main menu. This is what we're here for today. So you can auto match. You can do a semi-blind date like we had in the Simda dating app, or you can do a fully blind date. So you still have a lot of options. Let's go and check settings real quick before we hop in fully to this mod, just so we can see, what else there is. Now there's some more options here. So in the global settings, we had these three. We had the display dating profile, allow relationship goals, and the played singles on app. Now you can also select if you want to have turn on. If you have have Turbo Drivers, Wicked Whims, or Wonderful Whims, if on attractiveness, there is a portion in those mods where you can, you know, set your Sims attractiveness like preferences. So that would also be on here if you have that. If you don't have these mods, if on Sims can have a small selection of like clothing and different preferences that they have in the game. Like with The Sims 4, they have preferences they just got, and well, not just got, but we had them for a little bit. But basically you can decide, you know, if your Sims like the color purple, but maybe the Sim doesn't like purple, so maybe they shouldn't be together. And then you also have, you can make more NPCs Sims join the app as well. So if you're finding it a little bit difficult to get Sims onto the app, you can just click this button and it'll make some more of them pop up. But anyways, we'll return to the main menu and we'll specify our profile information. So this window will pop up right here. And this is also great too with this mod, because if you have their LGBTQ plus IA thing, I hope I said that correctly. There's a mod that is by Lumpino as well that has more of the LGBTQ IA plus stuff, which is also pretty great within this mod because it kind of intertwines. There's a lot of mods by her that intertwines with like all of her mods. So if you have that, that's also pretty good to have more gameplay options with that. But anyways, we'll get started on our profile information. Let's specify our relationship goals. You can either say I'm looking for a serious relationship, or it's a short fling or forever love. I go with the flow. I'm only looking for a good time, and I'm only looking for platonic connections. So you can choose what you want. I'm feeling short flings for this video. We're not trying to settle down. We're trying to have fun. So, or maybe I should just put I'm only looking for a good time. We'll just put that one there. So we've specified our relationship goals. We can specify our turns on and turns off as well. There's a lot to go through. So if you really wanted to, you know, specify your Sims profile, your dating profile, you could do that. What is this preference attention status? Turn on and turns off affect this Sim. So if you didn't want it to affect your Sim, you could hit this button that does not affect them. But if you wanted them to, you know, be affected by the turns on and turns off, this would be on. We'll just leave that there. You know, we'll specify our personality turn ons, and this is where it gets kind of cool because you can really be specific on who you're trying to look for. I'm gonna click wealthy here because we only have $6,500 in our bank account, and again, I'm looking for a good time, so we'll do that. And you can pick up to 3 of them, but no more than 3. If you see right here, it says what about another Sims vibes makes you want to develop a connection with them. Pick no more than 3. So you might just want to pick your top 3 and then kind of go from there, but I'll just click the wealthy portion right now. And then you can also specify your turn off as well. It's the same thing on this list as well as the other one, and you can pick 3 again. But I think what we'll do is maybe this there was like bad bae vibes. I have no clue what that means, but we'll click it. You know, I don't want no bad vibes for my Sims. We don't want her to get murdered or anything like that. And then you can also remove it. So at one point, if you're like, I don't want to deal with this anymore, you can remove it and it will take it off, or you can randomize her turn on and turns off. There's also a chemistry system settings. So in here, you can choose different things. Like you can also auto assign turn on and offs for played Sims. This one comes in handy if you're doing like a challenge. I know a lot of people when they do like the 100 baby challenge or the legacy challenge, you have to like randomize their traits. Like you really don't get to pick if you're like following it to the T of that challenge. So this is nice because it will auto assign it. So you don't really have to pick it. So it'll just like auto assign, like it'll randomize it for you, which is nice. And then that's pretty much it for this portion of the video, or well, of this portion of it. And then I forgot you can't really go back. So we're gonna have to go back to the app. We want to still specify our profile. So here we can specify our gender preference, and here you can say for Woohoo I prefer feminine Sims, for Woohoo I prefer masculine Sims. Again, with this mod, it is great if you have like Wonderful Whims, Wicked Whims, or the LGBT mod by Lumpino as well. First 2 are by Turbo Driver, but the third one is by her, and you can really be more specific on the gender preferences and like the sexual preferences for your Sims in the game. It's a pretty cool mod. We might be doing that one later, but you can pick on these different ones as well. So like you can say, you know, I like masculine and feminine Sims, and I'm just gonna keep it like this because, you know, she's not sure yet, but again, we're just looking for a good time, so I don't think she needs to be too specific. And then right here it says for Woohoo I like masculine and feminine Sims. So you kind of get, you know, a choice on whether you want, you know, maybe your Sims are romantically, you know, they prefer, who knows, it's really up to you and what you want to choose. But this is that window where you can really, you know, decide what you want for your Sims. And then you can create a custom tagline and a profile paragraph. I'm telling you guys, it's like Tinder. You can put your best catchphrase or pickup line here, and if you wanted to, you know, put a pickup line, you could here. I don't really know many. I mean, I know pickup lines, but I'm just not gonna. I'm not gonna do this portion here. You guys can have fun with it however you want. You can tell a little bit about yourselves, like a little bit about your Sims. We could just put I'm looking for a good time, and then I don't know what to make for this catchphrase or pickup line, so we'll just leave it at the tagline portion of it. And then you can preview your profile. I'm telling you guys, it's pretty cool. So it has your name, Alicia Cardwell, we're a young adult. Now, if you had an education, it would be stated here, and if you had a degree or some sort of like that, it would put that there. But because this is a new sim, we don't have a degree. If you had a career as well, it would put it right there. You can have your personality traits will show up too. So she's cheerful, neat, and romantic. And then our likes and dislikes, we don't have any. I didn't choose any. I always forget to choose it, to be honest, when making a sim. So if you are very much into likes and dislikes, they would all appear here. It also says like your family, like I don't have children, and she has the I would like to have children. A portion of the RPO mod does deal with, you know, obviously like children. It's literally called relationship pregnancy overhaul. So they have a preference of if they want kids or don't want kids, or if they're like in between. So she does want to have children, and that's all randomized as well. And then a relationship history, it says I've never been in a long-term relationship. Turn ons, wealthy. And then our turn off are the bad vibes. And then the relationship preferences and goals is I'm only looking for a good time. We're only looking for a good time. The tagline message would be right here, and then you can hit meet up with Alicia and then go from there. But we're going to return to the specify profile information, because right here you can set your profile visibility. And right now we can show 1 is invisible and 2 is visible. So we want to make this visible because obviously we're on a dating app. We haven't found anyone yet. So now that we've gotten our profile, we can now browse all profiles or browse profiles with filters. But let's browse all the profiles, and then our app should appear. So this is like Simda, where it will show up every sim throughout the entire world. But in this case, because we're browsing the profiles, it's not like the blind dates where they just pick it for us. Honestly, I don't really know who to pick, although I do know the land grabs have money. So we might have to go for Malcolm. I need to find the M's. Is Malcolm even on here? He might not be on here. There's some Sims are on here, some Sims aren't, and I'm not seeing the land grabs on here, which is kind of sad. What about Gregory though? Is Gregory on here? He is not. He's not on here, but we could go for Jay Huntington III. I don't know if he's rich, but then again, it will pull up this window as well. So I like this a little bit better than Simda because you're able to see like the whole kind of like a basic bio of who they are in the Sims. So we know his name. He's a young adult. He works in the tech guru field, which I knew that. Only thing is he's non-committal, and he's a bro, and he's active, which works for us because we're not looking for a long-term thing. So this is probably a big green flag for us. He doesn't have any children, and right here it doesn't even say if he wants children or not, so he might not have that preference, but I would probably guess that he probably doesn't want kids right now. And he's never been in a long-term relationship. His turn-ons are artist, responsible, and nerdy. Hats, bald, and vampire. Okay. And his turns off are outdoorsy and funny, green eyes, and a werewolf. Okay. He doesn't like werewolves, but he likes vampires. Okay. Relationship preferences and goals. I'm looking for a serious relationship. I'm just gonna... He's non-committal, but he's looking for a serious, like, how does that make sense? How does that make sense? And the tagline and message is, I want to learn about you. Your inner beauty will not escape me. Meet up with Jay. No. I just don't understand. I'm not looking for a serious relationship, so that's not gonna, my sim is not looking for a serious relationship, so that is not gonna work for us. What, is there another rich sim? What about Diego? He's got that big apartment in the city. So he's an arts critic, which I knew that. He does not have children. His personality is a snob, art lover, and hot-headed. His likes and dislikes, he likes pessimistic sims, and then he's never been in a long-term relationship. This is what, I'm getting a lot of people that have not been in a serious relationship, which is fine. His turns on are bad babe vibes, which is a red flag for us. He's generous and not generous, but he likes generous and imaginative, blue eyes, wrinkles, and long hair. I think my sim has brown eyes, but we do have the blonde hair part. His turns off are wealthy and animal fan, brown eyes, and wavy/curly hair. I don't know if you see my sim, but she's got curly hair and brown eyes and, well, wavy/curly hair. And our relationship preferences and goals are, I'm only looking for a good time. Wait a minute. I think we found our person. Even though he doesn't kind of like the way that we probably look, that's fine. His tagline and message is single and so ready to mingle. It's kind of like the the thing where it's like, you know, I'm as single as a Pringle. That could be our tagline. Hold on, hold up, get me out of here. I'm putting a tagline down now. I know I said I wasn't gonna do it, but he gave me an idea. Meet and mingle. Let's go back to our profile and then write our custom tagline. I'm as single as a Pringle. There we go. Maybe we can browse profiles with filters. Maybe that would help us a little bit. Give us, you know, a breakdown of who's really, you know, who's looking for a good time as well. So here you can look up a bunch of stuff of like hookup opportunities only. So it's kind of like in the SIMDA where you could click on only hookup calls or like one night stands. This is by friendship, by similar relationship goals, similar personalities, by similar lifestyles, or by similar likes and dislikes. I want to go for the similar relationship goals, and we've only got 2. I think we'll just go with Diego on this one. I mean, we kind of, you know, we've got a similar tagline as well. So let's just go. We'll go with Diego and see how that works out. And they should, like SIMDA, they'll travel together and you'll pick a place to go out to a date. Now, I don't know where to go, but we could go to the lounge in San Myshuno, or we can actually go to Del Sol Valley. I think they've got like, we could go to the, I don't think I can get into Studio PBP, but we could get into the Orkin A Go Go, which is a lounge there, because the other studio requires, I think it's like you got to be a 3-star celebrity to get in, and I know Diego's not a celebrity and my sim isn't either, so this spot works perfect. And then it should, and then you should get a little, this little buff right here is going to meet someone new from Meet and Mingle dating app. Alicia's excited to get to know someone new, and who knows, maybe they'll like each other. Let's see. I think they should go inside though. I hate it when sims will stand outside and chat when they could just come inside and chat. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, they'll stand outside of their thing. And then we've got some things here saying Meet and Mingle launched an already successful advertisement campaign in the region, and more sims have joined the app, which is what we clicked to make more NPCs join. And then we've done our custom profile. We did our dates are rather informal, so you take the date where you want. Yeah, we know that. And then not sure where you're meeting up with your date exactly, click the picture in this notification to view their location. We've got them in front of us. We've got them in our sights. So there they are. And you just talk like a regular, well, I probably should do a respectful introduction. We're on a date. You know, that's fine. That's fine. We can flatter him. We'll just flirt him up a little bit. Maybe we can propose a crazy scheme. Diego's kind of crazy, you know. Look at the suit he's wearing. So I find that with sims, when you go on dates with them, like I said in the last video, like, you really got to talk them up and build up that friendship level. There is a formula to getting sims to like each other. You just got to be patient. You got to build up that friend level and then start flirting with them. So we're going to go through these things really quickly and try and build up that friend level. So now they're both flirty, which is good. Didn't take too long, but they can flirt now. And the other thing too is I'm going to pause it really quick so it doesn't do anything out of control, but there should be a panel right here as well saying relationship, family, and pregnancy, but there's also a current meet and mingle date, and you can declare only wanting to be friends or declare only wanting to hook up. Now, because we're having a good time, we're going to do that button. And there's also another mod by Lampino that is a kind of it's an open, like, it's a romance mod, and it allows you to have, oh, he didn't like that, well, he said that's fine with me, but it took away all my, oh, I know what it did, because we kind of declared only for hookups, so it probably won't build up that romance thing. But like I was saying, there is another mod that's like an open love life sort of thing, and you're able to have like a friends with benefits relationship within the sims. So where's he going? This is what I don't like either. Your sims will leave to talk to other sims while on a date, and I get a lot of celebrities are here, but that just shouldn't give you the right to just walk up out of the date. Well, they are hitting it off. They just had their first kiss. I would say this date is pretty successful than the last 2 dates we went on the last video, but there's really not much after this. I mean, but if you're looking for something more like in-depth, then this mod is perfect. But if you're looking for something easy, then it is probably the SIMDA dating app would probably be a lot easier for you guys. But again, these two mods do work together, so if you did want both of them in your game, they don't conflict with each other. You can play with them. If you're just looking for something easy, you can just click that blind date button on SIMDA. But if you're looking for something more specific and trying to find a sim that, you know, goes well with your sim, then this mod is pretty much perfect for that, because it gives you, again, that whole like in-depth chart of the sims. So I always find that pretty cool. The window for like meet and mingle did come out like I think like June or July or something like that, so it is pretty new, but it is still very cool because of how in-depth it is. Like, I don't know how they get so in-depth with this. Like, I find with Lampino, she is so in-depth with her mods. It is insane. That's probably one of the reasons why they're so good, is because of the amount of time and effort she puts into like building those mods. But he is leaving. So I say we leave too. We had a, good time. Again, I'm not looking for marriage. My Sim's not looking for marriage. So, but again, that's pretty much it to the mod. At any time, if you want to change like the turn-ons or the turn-offs or like your, likes and dislikes within the mod, you can do it at any time. You can go in and change it if you wanted to change your dating profile as well. You can also, remove it as well. Maybe you found, your forever person on Meet and Mingle. You can make the profile invisible by going back and setting your profile visibility thing by either putting the 1 or the 2 in. But that is pretty much it to the mod review. I hope you guys did enjoy it. It was definitely more in depth than the last mod, but also SIMDA did come out again a couple years ago. But with that, I will end the video here. Thank you all so much for watching today's YouTube video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments whether you prefer the SIMDA dating app or the Meet and Mingle dating app, or if you prefer to play with both of them. I think they're both great mods to have in your game. Definitely allows for that extra gameplay that we haven't had in, The Sims before. I feel like, again, I said this in the last video, but they should have added a dating app for young adults to elders within Social Bunny when the high school years pack came out. I feel like that would have been such a good add-on, but I understand, probably would have been a little bit more to, code and stuff like that, but still thankful for modders out there that make the game a lot more fun to play with. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and comment your favorite part, and also which one do you prefer, because I'm curious to know, what your opinions on it are. And if you want to see more content like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. But with that, I will see you all on Monday.